I'm sure like us, a lot of people out there have been doing this for a while now. And they've been through a lot of headphones, or maybe not. But the question is, like today, we'd like to talk about how you got started. Like, where did everyone get started in headphones? Like, what's your first experience you remember or whatever?
The initial spark?
Yeah, like what got you going on it, and where'd you go with it? So, I don't know. I know I'll start because I'm already talking. Mine would have been this not this exact pair of headphones, but this model headphone, a Pioneer. This is from 1972. And my uncle had this headphone. So I was a little kid then, and I listened to music. He had speakers too and a receiver, a Japanese receiver. I can't remember who made it. And this was a pair of headphones, so I would listen to these when I was a little kid. And they had independent volume controls on the left, right, so you can adjust the balance.
Very stylish.
Yeah, it's just definitely stylish. But, what's crazy is this headphone is 50 years old, and it's like minty. Now, I don't think you're going to find too many in this condition, but the point is that, that's a Pioneer for you, right? Dynamic headphone.
Well, in its original case.
Yeah.
Still.
So 72 is when I started listening to headphones. And I think it fell off the map ever since then. And I didn't go back to it. I remember going back. I remember I had a portable radio, and then as I got older, I got speakers. And I don't think I ever went away from speakers until we started doing this. What about you guys?
Well, I never really saw you using headphones.
Yeah. Well.
And it wasn't that common when I was younger. It was only when I was started to be like teen type range. And then that's where you saw a lot of kids getting like Walkmans and stuff like that, cassette players, portable things like that. And it started to become kind of more popular just because of kind of availability, I guess. When we were growing up, that was through the transition of cassette to portable CD players and even MP3 players and stuff like that, portable digital music players. So it wasn't really that common, at least from my perspective, when I was younger, but it kind of worked into it.
Yeah, Apple's iPod was just beginning,
iPod
right?
Was big, yeah.
That's
it was
what
before
really
that.
sparked it, though. But yeah.
But yeah, mainly, it was out of necessity when you're a kid. Because you're on like the bus, you're not doing anything else, so you have headphones, right?
Yeah.
So I guess that's where I started with headphones. But at the time, you didn't really care, as long as you had some headphone, right?
Something that played music.
Yeah. You weren't too particular.
Well, at that time, there wasn't as much to choose from. I mean, really, not like there is today. In terms of the high end, none of that existed. There were
No, the selection was very limited.
Yeah.
If you go to a store, they had a cassette player or something, but if they had headphones, it was basically the same type of headphones that the thing already came with. It was just some junk, few dollars. It was $2, $5, $10, whatever, maybe $20. But you would look at the package, as you do, and there was nothing that stood out that made you want to buy it. So I had a cassette player. I think it was $29 or something like that. I bought it at one of those discount stores that's no longer existent, like Sun Electronics or something.
Yeah.
And it came with some headphones. I think it was a JVC, and sounded fine for the day. I mean, it was a cassette, so
Yeah, right. How big could it be?
as good as the cheap cassette player could
Nice
be.
analog music.
Wow.
And I never had purchased cassettes. Couldn't really afford them for the most part. It was mostly just stuff you recorded off the radio.
Right.
Classic.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. You make your own mix.
Yeah.
I used to do that in high school.
Didn't sound great,
Yeah.
but if you're on the bus or something, it was what you got. It was better than nothing. That sort of was the play in those days. For the most part, there really wasn't the same availability of like a hits tape or a mix tape or something like that. Pretty much everyone made it.
Well,
from what I saw.
they came out with that. Like now, that's what I call music. Now it's
Right.
at like 147 or whatever.
But that
It's
came
like when
much
that
later
started,
than
yeah.
this.
But that's the thing. All the headphones at the time had to work off a portable device, right? There weren't
That was
really
all that
headphone
existed.
amps and
Yeah.
high-powered DAPs, and none of that existed really.
No, nothing.
So
no, everything was kind of a
Everything
similar
had to be efficient.
line out type
Yeah.
headphone output that,
So
that was made for small little
you were limited
basic
there
dynamic
too.
drivers.
But in a lot of ways, kind of the big deal then was you had to buy what the stores had. The internet, it barely existed.
Yeah.
It
This is
wasn't,
pre-Amazon.
shopping
Yeah.
online wasn't really a thing in those days.
In the early 90s, we still had green monitors. We didn't even
internet
have color
barely
monitors.
Yeah.
So yeah, the internet was limited.
It was dial-up. Very few people even used it, and the websites were garbage. People weren't really thinking about selling online yet, except maybe Jeffrey or something.
Yeah.
But
I was on the early forums with them, with the modems, with
Yeah.
the phone. Yeah. There was one forum. I can't remember what it was. I don't remember what the name of it now. Yeah, there's still a few guys around in the audio field
Well,
that remember that. There were,
It's really not that long ago when the internet started. You know, it's like not like everybody's dead.
it was
No,
a
it's
very
not.
simplistic forum. I
Yeah.
mean, it would look so crude by today's standards.
Well, yeah.
All text, green screen, no photos, no images, no nothing.
yeah,
That's the thing. Yeah, go check it out. You forget.
pretty crazy.
You forget. Even if you go back to like 20 years ago, you go like 2003 and look at what websites look like and how different they are. You don't think they've changed that much, but
Oh, yeah,
things have
it's
changed
huge.
a lot.
Yeah, because now we have things to look at them on.
Well, yeah.
And that's kind of with audio. It's the same deal. You know, now we have we got some serious headphones out there to listen to music on. And, you know, how it has changed in terms of the landscape.
Well, yeah. I mean, the accessibility of music, like on the bus, same thing as a kid. We didn't have smartphones, so you had one CD maybe with you, maybe 2 or 3.
Well, you had to buy
and
it,
that's all you had. So
and that was it. Yeah, you had to bring it with you.
Yeah.
And the difference now is
Now you
internet
have
connectivity allows
everything, yeah.
for things like streaming services. So you could play whatever you want, which certainly makes music more enjoyable for most people. It's easier to get the content you want. You don't need to go to the store, spend time looking for it and buying it. You spend time when you have it, and then you could play it right there on your phone.
Yeah, the options, I mean, really across the gambit of price ranges is just phenomenal nowadays. It's really great. So it's easy. If you haven't got started yet in headphones, it's easy to do. You just need a few bucks.
Yeah.
Get something
Right.
to start out and see where it takes you. You might be surprised actually how cool it is to have more of an intimate sound or a portable sound. I'm sure most people already realize it with Apple just selling 100 million of everything a year. I think it's pretty widespread, this whole thing.
It's
called
pretty common these days,
headphones.
but yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
accessible for
Plus,
sure.
these days, people just like to tune the world out as they're shopping or whatever. You know? That's like the thing now.
Noise cancellation,
canceling and
yeah.
just focused on what you're getting.
Yeah, you see that all the time. People got the earbuds and just walking around. So anyway, let us know in the comments how you guys got started, because it's really cool. Be cool to see, how everyone got started in this. And if you remember what your first headphone is or headphone model, what you were using to play it with.
You remember yours. I don't know.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you.
This plugged into an old Japanese, at the time it was new,
Well,
a
yeah.
Japanese receiver with a 1/4-inch jack on the front, AM/FM tuner on the front. That was the source.
Yeah.
You had AM/FM. I think he had a separate 8-track. My uncle had an 8-track player too, so we could play 8-track through it. 8-track's way. You Google that, everybody.
yeah.
Most people don't even know what an 8-track is. So let us know how you guys got going. Thanks everyone for watching. Take care.